Hi Laura, it's Tori. I decided to do this type of reflection because I figured it would give me a good opportunity to get out of my comfort zone and allow me to really reflect on everything I learned in your course. Throughout the semester, I wrote tons of reflections, and in the end, they all kind of started to sound alike and a bit dull. So, this way, I can give you my unpolished thought and show you everything I took away from each learning experience or activity we did in your class. So I have a list of topics written down that I was just going to kind of go through and talk about. And in the end, I'll just kind of wrap it up for you. So here we go. The first topic I was going to discuss is dumbing us down. And you said that lesson was designed to let us crash and burn, which it did just that. The book was about not lecturing and the institutionalized education. Yet I walked into the classroom to teach my partner with a PowerPoint and a list of topics to discuss. So basically, I lectured about a book about not lecturing. And it was eye-opening. It really showed me how I could be an effective teacher by creating experience and providing practice and collaborative group work and keeping my students actively invested in the subject matter, because that's how they're going to learn and that's how they're going to keep engaged to our lessons as educators. The second topic I was going to talk about briefly was the Pinckney couple. They wrote and illustrated children's books, and that just really sparked an interest for me because they took subjects that were a bit abstract or maybe even a little boring for elementary students and made them into a simple yet creative way to explain these times in our history. And I just thought that was really relevant to me because of my focus in elementary. And I think those books could really help spark ideas or give students perspective of their past. The next topic I'm going to talk about is service learning. And that probably was my favorite part of the semester. I have always enjoyed helping the community out. I've done the Johnson County Christmas Bureau when I was younger. I was in cadet teaching as in high school, and then this semester I volunteer coached first grade soccer, and that taught me a ton. So working in the community and helping them out teaches you so much, not only about your community, but the coaching helped me develop lesson planning skills and helped me realize how to simplify basic skills and teach them to them. So I think service learning is a really important thing to bring into your classroom because it can help get your students thinking about more than just what goes on in their life. It can expand their views and open up so many doors for more opportunities. The next one I was going to talk about was the C2 conference. It was about special education, and it was really cool to see how every teacher and lots of districts are working on ways to differentiate instruction in order to help students with disabilities. And we're really, as a profession, I can see that we are trying to really integrate students with disabilities into the mainstream education, and I think that's so important. My little brother's autistic, so he's on the autism spectrum, and I just see how important it is for him to be included with his peers, and we need to focus on that more, I think, with students with disabilities because they need the opportunity to get out there and learn for themselves as well. The next one I was going to discuss is freedom to learn, and that was our third teaching opportunity, so I did feel a lot more prepared. I kind of had a sense of how to really develop a lesson with a beginning, a middle, and an end. So it just, the whole process seemed a lot more organized and a lot more comfortable for me. And I think that's just what made it easier. Obviously, it was our third one, so we had been through the semester, and I went through Block A, so I'm sure, I learned a lot about all that, because all we did was lesson planning and whatnot. So, yeah. The next one I'll talk about is deculturalization, and that was the second teaching opportunity, which taught me probably the most out of all, because I really had a hard time with that one. That was where I kind of talked really fast, and I know I have that problem, and I've actually been trying to watch it during this whole recording. So that really helped me realize that I need to come to my classrooms like more prepared, and maybe with even like bullet points of everything that I need to talk about at first, because I had everything in my mind and just realized that I was just trying to get it out of there so quickly, and that's not going to be effective. I need to step back and make sure that my students are absorbing the information that is coming out of my mouth, and speaking that quickly isn't going to help that. However, through this teaching opportunity, I learned the importance of discussion and open-ended questioning. Those two things will really promote higher level thinking in our students. So we, as educators, we definitely need to incorporate lots of discussion and lots of questions. The next one I was going to talk about was the facilitation. And every time I knew there was a facilitation being taught that day, or a facilitation group going that day, I knew I was going to have fun, and I knew I was going to learn a lot. I thought the facilitation groups was such a good way to introduce collaborative teaching and units, sort of. We were able to take a whole class period and teach about an entire book, and that's hard to do. It was very hard to develop a lesson. For an hour and a half, that's the longest lesson I've ever had to plan for. So, I just thought that was super helpful in that aspect. I really enjoyed and took a lot away from the Senses facilitation group, the technology, the standardized testing, and of course the Finland. I thought all of those really made an impact on me, because those are the first things I thought about when I was starting to write these lists. The standardized test one, I thought the debate was absolutely fantastic. It really helped me like come up with supportive evidence to fight my thought, or to fight, my view. And I just thought that was super cool. So just wanted to tell you that. And the last thing I was going to talk about, the last thing is the philosophy of teaching. I really enjoyed developing that throughout the semester, because had I written in the beginning, it would have been so different than at the end. I learned an incredible amount of information this semester, and so I'm really happy that you gave us the chance to be able to revise it and add more to it. So I'm really glad we had that process. However, even though I was happy that I had this whole year to to gain kind of how to gain my philosophy, I guess you could say, I wish I would have had more experience in the classroom. I've only had my field experience and in my job for a year when I was a recess supervisor. But I will definitely readdress my philosophy in the future, because I know I'm going to learn a lot throughout these next couple blocks. So it was I don't think my philosophy of teaching is anywhere near finished. I need to make it more clear and organized, and sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But I will definitely be adding more to my philosophy of teaching. And so I think that's kind of all I had to talk about. I was really surprised for how much we accomplished in this class. I had a blast doing it, and I really enjoyed listening to you. You're a very, very easy person to talk to and listen to. So thank you so much for being such a caring teacher. It really meant a lot, and it really taught me a lot too about kind of the teacher who I want to be. So you're definitely my role model, Laura. And I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye.